Motherfuckers be like, dude, your style is terrible. Actually cringe. You guys use vaccine as politics. You guys should be ashamed. Yeah, I think anyone who fucking makes like vaccinations political is cringe as fuck. Shut the fuck up and take the vaccine, okay? Biden got it wrong. Oh no, I know Biden got it wrong. Biden got it hella wrong. American policymakers are the only people that got it wrong. Okay, we're gonna fucking get into it right now, dude. I got so much to say.
As a skinny person, I can concur to what Hassan is saying.
Did you want us to stay there to maintain occupation for another decade? No, fuck no. No, I am full blown in support of a complete pullout. I don't have a problem with that
As
at all.
Who has been 6'4",
oh, sorry,
280 pounds since 7th grade? I feel your pain.
Let me just say it with my entire chest. No, America should have 1, never gone into Afghanistan. 2, never occupied Afghanistan for 20 years. And 3, should have pulled out immediately fucking 20 years ago, but they didn't. But anytime the Turkish people have a saying, zararın neresinden dönersen kârdır. Okay? No matter which point you turn away from a loss, that's profit. Okay? The United States never pulls out, motherfucker. And honestly, we should have pulled out a long ass time ago. Just learned that tattoo ink isn't FDA approved. Are you serious?
Might solve a mystery or rewrite history.
Kim sizi ya en çok zararı bize uğrattığını şu anda. Oh dude, don't. Turks are gonna get so mad at me for the shit I'm about to say. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. The liberal Turks are so fucking reactionary, dude. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it all over my timeline. They're literally doing the same shit that like the immigrant caravan Andes are doing. They're posting photos of cars and cars like piling outside of Kabul, trying to get out of Kabul, right? And these motherfuckers that live in Kabul are literally like doctors and engineers and shit. It's not like they are the dudes that are up in the mountains, the warlords. They're literally fucking doctors. And they're like, oh, these motherfuckers are, you know, gonna drive over to Turkey. And there's a couple different reasons for why.
Easy clap.
There's a couple different reasons for why Turks are fucking really, really pissed off about it, because the amount of like Syrian refugees that the Turkish government took in, and with no plan of integration, okay, with no plan of housing, like literally just took in, was an insane amount. Okay, you know how Americans say like, oh, we can't have like immigrants come over, like, you know, they're gonna take over our country or whatever. I mean, obviously the Syrians did not take over the country, but they did come in a size that was very sizable. I, at the time, and still to this day, believe that it was the right thing to do. 6 million Syrians, I believe, were taken in to Turkey, which is a sizable nation. Don't get me wrong. I mean, 90 million people live in Turkey, but 6 million and constantly growing. 6 million people coming in over the border. That's a lot of fucking people to bring in at once with no plan of integration. Okay? So they took them in as a geopolitical tool against the EU. This is correct. They took the Syrian refugees in. One, because it plays well with the Muslim conservative base, because these are our brothers in Islam. Okay? So that's why Erdogan did it. And then the second reason why Erdogan did it was because he wanted to use them as a tool against Europe. Europe gave us money in Turkey. Europe gave the Turkish government money, okay? And also on top of that, he could constantly threaten the European Union and be like, hey, don't piss me off. I'll fucking literally release them. I will send them over to the border. I will literally send them to Greece. Right? 6 million Syrians, we will fucking send them to Greece, motherfucker. They want to go. Right? So
why have I wasted
ultimately though, obviously there's people have nowhere to go. Like, these people have no fucking place to go. So it was a good thing overall. So now a lot of people are triggered by that because they think like Erdogan is doing that because göçmen karşıtı ve ülkenin politikasını eleştirmek aynı şey mi? Evet. Çünkü göçmen karşıtlığı politik bir kavram. So now the liberals, the people who are supposed to be more like tolerant, who fucking despise Erdogan, right? they despise Erdogan to a degree where they think like Erdogan is doing this because, you know, he wants to bring in more Muslims into the country and they don't like that. So they're like fucking mad. They're hella mad about it.
Dang cat commands.
And it's not even just like liberal Turks. A lot of people are against
I
this.
gotta say
No.
it was pretty whack for the Taliban to do this to you at Hasanabi.
Then why do we only see men come in if they're educated people rather than mountain boys? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, motherfuckers will say shit like mountain boys. This is like, that's basically like the N-word for Arabs and Kurds. Okay, that's like that's like a actually racist thing. First of all, that's not even fucking true. And the propaganda that I'm seeing is nearly identical. Like, it is basically identical to how, you know, reactionary conservatives would be like, everyone that's coming in from Guatemala is a rapist. Now, Taliban, what did the Taliban do? Well, of course, the prisons were almost completely occupied with Taliban, Al Qaeda, and even ISIS.
Not as.
If there was any ISIS militants in those prisons, they opened up the prisons, and everyone was like, "Oh, these motherfuckers are gonna come to Turkey." Dog, why would they come to Turkey? You fucking idiot! They literally are the Taliban. Why would the Taliban not stay in Afghanistan when they finally have maintained full control over Afghanistan and just go to Turkey instead? You fucking idiot!
Yeah.
No, the people that are trying to come to Turkey are like actual refugees. But yeah, vatandaşı ve boy toplama. See? They're saying the exact same shit that conservatives say about the Democratic Party. They want to give citizenship to the Afghans and the citizenship to the Syrians so they will get all the votes.
Let's go 9 months.
I swear to God. Amına koyayım, sokakta görüyoruz gelen insanlar doktor falan diye sokakta bana bile laf ediyorlar, erkeğim. Türkiye'de cihad yapmak istiyorlar. Yarrağıma yapsınlar cihadı Türkiye'de. Salak salak konuşmayın. Now, the problem is, the economic situation in Turkey is not like America. Okay? Turkey already has a very young population
Pickle Rick.
that is unemployed, that wants job opportunities, that wants better education and better job opportunities. So instead of fixing that, when they see more fucking people coming into the country, they're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Agreed.
Anyway, wouldn't these guys get bans if they were American conservatives spewing this kind of points? Yeah, but I'm the only fucking Turkish-speaking moderator, so I'm not going to ban every Turkish person in the chat. Especially because I do predominantly English political coverage in English, and it literally doesn't matter. You don't understand what they're saying. When I ban a psycho, when I ban a conservative psycho, I ban them not because like, oh, I'm so triggered by what they're saying. I ban them because I don't want them to fucking bother other people. Turkish people can't bother you. They're just literally all, you know, drumming up nationalistic fervor in the chat for all the other fucking dumbass Turks who also feel the same way.
T.
So you don't know what the fuck he's saying. So what? What are you? You mad? Anyway.
Hassan. Pogo. Hassan. 7 months. Hassan.
The shit that I've seen on my timeline from Turks, though, talking about how,
Sup chat.
you know, they're just straight up saying like they're gonna murder fucking refugees. Like people are just like posting, you know, Agent 47 saying like, where are the refugees? I'm just wondering. An SJW Turk blaming normal Turk? What do you mean? there is no inclination that the Afghan people who are running away are going to end up coming to Turkey. Mülteciden laf yedik diyenler Türklerden laf yemiyor mu? Aynen amına koyayım. Mülteciden laf yedik. Ne oldu ne? Mülteci senden daha az mı? O yüzden mi?
Let's go Hussein, I love
Değil mi?
you.
Senden
Happy
daha
2
az.
months,
Orada
bro.
olmaması
Our
lazım çünkü.
parasocial realty and ship continues.
Yerini bilsin değil mi? Sonra sen Amerika'ya geldiğin zaman Amerikalı da sana öyle diyor ama haberin olsun. Amerika'ya geldiğin zaman yerini bil. Arap pezevenk diyorlar sana. Ondan sonra ağlıyorsun amına koyayım. Vay be bu Amerikalılar ne ırkçıymış vay amına koyayım diye. Bir gün o yarrak döner götüne girer arkadaş. Haberin olsun. İnsanlara insan gibi davranın. Anyway. The sheer volume of refugees that Turkey has taken for as poor of a country it is actually fucking a lot. Okay? I'm not disagreeing with that. And there is also no there's no plan of integration, anything like that. Erdogan just basically fucking brought everyone in specifically so he could use that as a cudgel or as a bargaining chip against Europe, as I admitted already. Having said that, though, it is still a positive thing because people have nowhere to fucking go. And also, on top of that, the coverage that we've seen from, I guess, Turkish outlets about the Taliban takeover and the coverage that we've seen thus far from Western outlets is like, oh, they're coming in, they're murdering all the women, they're stopping all the schools. I don't know if that's going to be the case. It probably will be. Okay? It probably will be because these guys are fucking brutal, okay? And they're fucking warlords. Except it's Afghanistan. Of course they're fucking warlords. Like, what do you mean? It's just not all of a sudden our warlords. You know what I mean? Like, what? You think like outside of the fucking cities, the United States government wasn't working with fucking pedophile warlords? Of course they were. We were just paying them to look the other way and, you know, fuck boys if they want to, but just like in the other direction. Sometimes not in the other direction. Sometimes directly in our faces.
Any suggestions for a starting point to understand all this shit, I'm a dumb American.
Anyway. Why are you suddenly talking as immigrants would be a strain on the economy? There's a difference between a 90 million population that has a fucking broken, fundamentally broken economy taking in refugees with no fucking plan to the degree that it's like literally almost 10% of the fucking population, and America with 330 million at least taking like 1 million refugees. You know what I mean? Do you know how many fucking Syrians we took?
1 year, baby.
Under the Trump administration? 12, cocksucker. You think there's a reasonable middle ground there? 12. 12, motherfucker. We took 12 Syrian refugees in the United States of America. There's a reasonable middle ground and a good integration plan between 12 and 6 million. Okay? What the fuck? 12 for 330 million, 6 million for 90 million. Don't you think that there is a balance that you could strike there?
Hassle.
It's not 12. I'm exaggerating, but it was 1 year. It was 12, but I think in total, let's see how many. It was 1 year where they literally took in 12 refugees. Like, I think it was the first year of the Trump administration that they took in 12 refugees. I'm gonna give you the exact number. Hold on.
One year with chat hassle.
Okay. The Trump administration capped it at 15,000, but for all refugees, not just Syrians. The Trump 2021 plan allocates 5,000 slots for refugees facing religious persecution, i.e. Christians. Okay, 4,000 for refugees from Iraq who helped the United States, 1,000 refugees from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, and then 5,000 for the rest. And it bans refugees from Somalia, Syria, and Yemen, except in cases of special humanitarian concern, citing a terrorism risk. Like, this is not a lie. Yeah, here. Oh, no, oh, fuck, I was wrong. It wasn't even 12, dude. It was 11, chat. Boys, it wasn't 12.
When do I become a hog?
It was 11. Fake news, Andy, strikes again. It was fucking 11 refugees, dude. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty like Tim Pool would say. I apologize. I said 12. I was wrong. Literally just 11 refugees from Syria.
Can't believe what the Taliban did to your face. My girlfriend loves
this is bad for the Democrats. Chat. Yeah, I'm just gonna do Tim Pool coverage now. This is bad for the Democrats. This is really bad news for the Democrats. Wait, I thought you meant 11,000, not just 11. No, motherfucker, I said 11. You keep moving the goalposts or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I know. There is one goalpost that never moves on this broadcast, though. It's the top of the hour ad break. You know, sometimes they say 12 refugees were accepted into the United States of America. Turns out it was 11. Okay. But the one thing that's consistent is the top of the hour ad break. And this is the first one of the day. So, you know, we're popping off. First one of the day.
I apologize if you've done this already, but have you done a quick rundown of why leftists are upset at Biden?
There's a 60-second ad break at the top of the hour. Okay. And you can avoid those ads if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience. All you need to do is subscribe. You can, of course, subscribe for $5, or you can subscribe for free if you have a Twitch Prime. You can also use an ad block or a VPN, but Twitch Prime is free. Here's the ad break now. Anyway. You'll be streaming you going on MSCBSN? No. I was going to, but I'm not. Yep. Boys, here it is, by the way. I just want to show you guys exactly. So I talked about how, like, you know, everybody knew this was going to happen. No shit. Everyone knew this was going to happen. Donald Trump knew this was going to happen. The Taliban are officially inside the palace, by the way.
محمد شاه هو موجود داخل إذن القصر الرئاسي. حميد الله معنا الآن. تسمعوني؟
Just fucking chilling, dude.
My birthday. Keep it going.
حميد الله.
It's nice of the United States government and our tax dollars to, like, give them such wonderful weapons, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking doing airsoft. They're playing airsoft with, like, fucking anti-material rifles and shit that we just left behind in the bases. Looks like hogs on January 6th. Well, I mean, the difference between these guys and the hogs is that they have...
Live you chat and Hassie.
So the funny thing is, let me just give you guys a couple different things. One, these group of individuals, or at least they're like older versions, were directly funded by the United States of America. Okay? They were funded by the United States of America as a loose association or loose coalition of mujahideen fighters.
No more war.
That we regarded as brave, and Reagan even fucking had at the White House, because they were fighting against the USSR. There was slated to be a socialist revolution in Afghanistan. USSR came in, a lot of minerals in Afghanistan. It's very, very fucking dense with minerals, natural resources, ripe for extraction. Okay? So then we were like, oh, these guys are wonderful. Let's give them all the guns. Let's train them. They'll fight the USSR. So they did. And they thought at the time, like, this will be the USSR's own version of Vietnam. Of course, the irony is it became our version of Vietnam later down the line. So those guys basically were like, all right, thanks for the guns and stuff. Now that the USSR is gone, well, I believe it's now time to, you know, fucking purge the Americans as well. So, because once, you know, 9/11 happened, and it was reported that the Afghan Taliban, which at the time I think like ran 40% of the country, okay, in Afghanistan, they were holding on to, they were welcoming Osama bin Laden into their homes. So at that time, we were like, all right, give us Osama bin Laden. They were like, oh, we can negotiate, but, you know, it's not custom. It's not our custom to give you a guest of ours. You know, we can't do that, whatever. And they were like, all right, fuck it. YOLO, time to go into Afghanistan. So we went in, and everyone, 90% approval at the time during the original invasion. Right? There was one fucking congressperson that was against the invasion of Afghanistan. 90% approval rating from America. So, because, you know, we're fucking psychos, and we're horny as fuck. We're like, we need to see blood. Blood for blood, you know? Blood for the blood god. So, yeah, Barbara Lee. There are other reports where, you know, that the Taliban said that they would give up Osama bin Laden. I'd have to look a little bit further into it. Anyway, no, it was not Bernie. Bernie was was reluctant, but still voted for the invasion. So when that happened, you know, they purged back the Taliban originally. A lot of fucking fighting, a lot of war. And then for the past 20 years, like, the Taliban has just been sitting in the sidelines, growing their fucking ranks.
Poggies.
Oh, here's more. Hold on. Yeah, the Stinger missiles supplied by the United States gave Afghan guerrillas, generally known as the Mujahideen, the ability to destroy dreaded Mi-24D, the helicopter gunships deployed by the Soviets to enforce control over Afghanistan. Yeah. I mean, this is publicly available information. A lot of this is like not even declassified. Glad that didn't come around and bite us in the ass. Yeah, exactly. So basically, the Taliban sat around, you know, kept fighting the Afghan forces, kept fighting the American military, and their ranks kept growing, and their influence kept growing. Because, like, in a lot of instances, our goal in Afghanistan was to withdraw the troops and then train the Afghan forces, right? But, like, not really. Okay, we put a fucking puppet state in a position of power.
Oink, oink.
And we literally just decided, you know, whatever. We'll just, like, you know, throw some money at the fucking problem. We'll just go to all of the fucking surrounding, like, regional warlords, some of which were pro-Taliban, some of which were not, and give them money. Like, literally, bags and bags of money, okay? Don't build roads. Don't build schools. Don't build infrastructure.
3 months.
Don't build like a robust network for Afghan people to actually, you know, survive and thrive. Don't allow for like a genuine democratic revolution to occur. Just literally throw money at the fucking problem. And when I say literally throw money at the problem, like, this is, I know I am very liberal with my usage of the term literally. I mean like actual bags of fucking cash. And there are probably veterans in my chat that if they toured Afghanistan, they know exactly what I'm saying. Like, they would just literally fill up a fucking bag of dollary dues and give it to a fucking warlord and be like, please look the other way and don't shoot at us. Okay? But the point I was going to make is the main difference between these hogs, and they are hogs, they are fundamentalist militants, and our hogs, is that they're more successful. That's it. Like, they have more energy, they have better training, they have better guns. They are exactly the same with respect to their fucking worldview. Don't get me wrong. Literally the same. Like, they are also not, you know, fat. There's one thing, because, you know, they're working out a lot. Probably know how to shoot better too.
1 year. Imbigan. Thanks for radicalizing me.
And they were able to do a January 6th insurrection and, take over the fucking government officially as of earlier today.
As on.
So that's where we're at now. What you fail to consider is that we did succeed in the Soviets not being in the region. So, you know, as far as the U.S. is concerned, it's an absolute win. Oh, totally. Good thing it did not fucking come back and bite us in the ass, though. They also do dress cooler. Even though they have zero fucking, like, literally all these motherfuckers are wearing flip-flops.
Pogu.
Not a single boot, dude. Every time I watch these videos, I'm looking down, and they always wear flippy floppies. Which is like insult to injury, you know what I mean? Like, you occupied a country for 20 fucking years, okay? And every single fucking military member was like wearing 80 pounds of fucking gear, okay? Getting heat strokes and shit, eating MREs, wearing like the nicest fucking boots. And the motherfuckers wearing flip-flops who herd goats literally took over the country in 72 hours, dude. 72 fucking hours. In motherfucking ship, Terlik, Changla. They were literally just, they all wear flip-flops, dude. They were like, yeah, whatever, bro. We are taking over. Like, that's so disrespectful. The amount of disrespect.
Week, please pray for me, chat.
So yeah, not like they had to fight for it. No, they literally did not. But someone could say they were fighting for it for 20 fucking years. So what did Joe Biden say about the pullout? Which, by the way, I am fully in support of. I want to repeat this. I am fully in support of withdrawing U.S. troops from the region. Okay, it's the right thing to do. Let's see what Joe Biden had to say about the withdrawal, though.
Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
So originally, they were like, oh yeah, maybe they'll take over. Maybe they'll take over in 6 months. Okay. And then they quickly went and said, oh no, okay, maybe the takeover will have, this happened literally like this week. They went, okay, 90 days. And then
Still
2
looking
days
good
ago,
for
they were
Hasanabi,
like,
but seeing like
okay,
Golden
maybe
Handsome
30
Levi.
days. And they literally just came in and took over in 72 fucking hours, dude.
Hold on.
72 hours. Why didn't the Afghan troops fight? Why would they? Are you fucking dumb? These motherfuckers have been fighting the American military for 20 years. No shit they weren't gonna fucking fight, dude. No shit. Why would they fight? This is what Americans don't understand.
Love you has.
For some weird fucking reason, they're like, why won't they fight against the Taliban? I don't know. Maybe because they look like them, dude. Have you thought about that? Maybe from their fucking worldview, they're like, I'm not gonna fucking die for this shit. This is better than fucking America being up our asshole. Whatever. New boss taking over the old boss.
Yes,
That doesn't mean the Taliban is good.
Milk, huh?
Okay? Because they're not. But why the fuck would they be like, all right, well, you know, the region, my region has been operated by this pedophile warlord that was getting money from America, and now it's going to be operated by this other pedophile warlord who is a part of the Taliban. Motherfuckers be like, women's rights, dude. Yeah, totally. They really cared about women's rights, just like America really cared about women's rights.
Hassle, hassle, hassle.
Yeah, nothing says I love women's rights like bombing fucking buildings for 20 years, dude. Bitch, we barely care about women's rights when it comes to domestic policies. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean women's rights, dude? In Afghanistan. It's like a laughable notion. What do you mean?
Has raid.
Were women's rights better under the ANA Hassan U? Okay.
Great work to make the world
I've
better.
said this before, but like Afghanistan used to have a fucking monarch who also aesthetically wanted to improve women's rights. That is before we get to like the socialist organization that was occurring that also was pro women's rights in the country, which the America allied Mujahideen purged and killed. But even before that, there was a fucking monarch. There was a monarch that also was like pro women's rights. Does that mean Afghanistan should have a monarchy? Like, what kind of fucking take is this? Are you really comparing the rights of women in the U.S. to those in Afghanistan? No, I'm saying that us in America do not view Afghan people as people. We don't. If you did, you would be absolutely distraught with the sheer volume of violence that we've subjected the people of Afghanistan to. So even by that metric, like this notion that like America cares about women's rights when like the actual women that they see as like full-blown human beings here in the United States still in many states don't have full autonomy over their own bodies, like be able to get a fucking abortion and shit, is laughable. Of course, the women's rights in Afghanistan is like significantly fucking worse than America. Don't be an idiot. But from the eyes of like the American citizen, the average American citizen, like they don't give a fuck about women, dude. What the fuck?
8 months strong. Dankies.
And the really interesting part of this is that like the Taliban basically do the exact same thing that the Zetas did, and the exact same thing that like the American Special Forces do. It's a cartel that does terror, that controls whatever they fucking can, all like natural resource production. They tax people. They're basically like, you know, they're doing the exact same shit that they learned from us.
Arjan? 1 year sub baby, can we got some hassle for Arjan?
It's Cetas? Okay, sorry. What is this? Malala, the girl who received a Nobel Prize for standing against the Taliban, is the same girl who was silent about the cries of women and children suffering at the hands of Taliban. Performative activism will always get exposed. This person. What the fuck? She said Malala is doing performative activism, dude? What the fuck? Yo! Yo, people are crazy, dude. She was performatively shot, okay?
2 months hassle.
Performative activism is when you get shot in the head but then don't die a martyr. Exactly. So here's what I was going to say. Wine communism, Twitter is wild. I heard from my Afghan friend that they 100% choose America over Taliban. It completely is entirely dependent on who you're speaking to. It's like the same concept as like, you know, Guaido supporters. Well, they're non-existent in Venezuela. Ultimately, the Taliban are fucking horrible, okay?
Hassle.
But unfortunately, that is what that is what America is subjecting Afghanistan to in the end. There was no way. Either there was going to be permanent, like it was going to be a vassal state for our interests. Okay? Or it was going to turn into this.
They took
Listen,
over
man.
the country with the homeless strip
Here's what I'm in support of. Are you ready for this? Are you boys ready for this? If you fucking care about women's rights, okay, in Afghanistan, literally open the fucking doors full swing to every Afghan woman that wants, and man too, that wants to come to America. I'm fine with that. Are you? Do it, pussy. Ask liberals like why we can't do that. That's a good way to, you know, deal with the problem, I think. It's so weird, like. It's so fucking weird that we're talking about like women's rights as though like America staying, like the occupation continuing for like another 10 more years or another 20 more years will actually finally change the situation. Dog, 20 years, 20 fucking years of occupation and military training and all the guns and all the training. And they got rolled by the Taliban wearing fucking flip-flops in 72 hours. Are you fucking dumb? Like, that's it. That's the proof. That's literally the proof that you fucked up big time. The proof there isn't like we have to literally permanently ensure that we have occupied another fucking country that's thousands of miles away. Okay? The proof is that you should have never been there to begin with. And we saw the proof there in Vietnam. But like, that's not enough.
One year with the greatest tour RIP Afghanistan and the Hazaros.
You can be in favor of leaving and agree women are getting the short end of the stick once again? I mean, of course I fucking agree with that.
Mr. President, thank you very much. Your own intelligence community has assessed that the Afghan government will
Check out the
likely
Snowden tweet
collapse.
with the
That is
psycho
not true.
comparison pics.
Can you please clarify what they have told you about whether that will happen or not?
That is not true. They did not reach that
Love
conclusion.
has in chat.
So what is the level of confidence that they have that it will not collapse?
The Afghan government and leadership has to come together. They clearly have the capacity to sustain the government in place.
Do you see any parallels between this withdrawal and what happened in Vietnam with some people feeling?
None whatsoever. Zero. What you had is you had entire brigades breaking through the gates of their embassy. 6, if I'm not mistaken. The Taliban is not. They're not remotely
What
competent.
can be
in
done
terms
to
of
stop all the
capability.
rapes and murders
There's
of
going to be
women
no
by
circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan.
إذا مقاتلو طالبان
So the question now
تفضل. تفضل.
that the jury is still out. The likelihood there's
نعم
going to be
مقاتلو طالبان الآن وصلوا إلى
and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, boys. Highly unlikely. It's not going to be like Vietnam.
keep up the good work.
We're not going to. He literally said we're not going to have helicopters flying over the embassies, which makes it even funnier, too. The jury's still out. It just happens that the jury is 100% Taliban. Highly unlikely.